Headphones with an integrated MP3 player. Very handy.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
Hello, Miss Kalenkov.
Okay, now the photo should work fine.
Really? That would be great. Then come quickly. Yes, it should work now. But he doesn't really look like George Rooney. Are you sure?
Of course, he's disguised himself so that people won't recognize him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to prepare for his role peacefully.
Sounds logical. Another one for you. You've earned it. Here, this is for you. You just can't imagine what a favor you've done me. This is one of the greatest days of my life. Thanks a lot.
The pleasure's all mine, and many thanks for the photo.
The photo of the guy who disguised himself as a doctor.
Hello. What can I do for you?
I've taken a photo of your alleged ship's doctor. Either the guy just likes dressing up, or we're dealing with a swindler here, or perhaps something even worse. Are you convinced now?
Oh my God, you're right. But I don't understand. Could you explain?
I can try, but I'm afraid I don't know much more. The question is, shouldn't we take care of the false doctor first? He should certainly be able to answer some of our questions.
Good idea. Come with me. I'm curious to hear what he has to say for himself. So, where is he?
Sick bay?
Okay, let's take a look. Miss Jordan! Oh my God, she's dead!
Do you see the welts on her throat? She was strangled.
What do we do now?
I don't know. In any case, you should inform the police, right?
Yes, good idea. Why did this have to happen on my ship? If this gets out, nobody will want to travel on my ship anymore.
Is that all you can worry about? There's a woman lying here, obviously murdered, and you're worried about business?
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It must have been the shock.
All right, but you should really call the police now.
Yes, I will. I'll send out a radio message and make straight for the nearest port. Please wait here and make sure nobody touches anything.
I can do that, but please hurry. I don't feel really at ease next to a corpse.
Poor Miss Jordan. Who did that to her? And why? What was that? It sounded like shots. Thanks, you have. But what?
Later. Now, first we need to...
Oh my God! It's all true!
That was the last of the gear from the boat. It's pretty warm here. Yes, very warm.
You'll get used to it. Well, I sure didn't expect to see you here, not even in my wildest dreams.
Well, you know, when they asked if I'd like to do a photo documentary on Sam Peters, the famous archaeologist, it didn't take me long to make up my mind. It's a small world, huh?
So it is. I think I haven't seen you since our college days. How long ago was that?
Can't be all that long ago. We're both still in our early 20s.
Right. And you still look just as attractive now as you did then.
Thanks.
So, before you get so embarrassed that the ground swallows you up, would you like to rest for a bit? You must be tired after that long journey.
Asleep on my feet, to be honest, but there's a couple of things I'd like to know before I hit the hay, or my curiosity will probably keep me awake.
Okay, here's a brief summary. I followed up on some rumors about the existence of an ancient temple. After months of searching, I finally found it. A few weeks ago, my team and I started examining the outside of the temple more closely.
Your team? Where did they all go?
That's a long story.
Keep it short.
I had 5 native assistants and 2 colleagues from the university in Jakarta, but the moment we got here, things started going wrong.
In what way?
There were certain incidents. At first, it was things disappearing, then scaffolding collapsing, and finally, my 2 colleagues just vanished without a trace.
Without a trace? You mean they never came back?
No. Instead, this guy showed up and told my native workers that they were desecrating sacred ground.
What guy?
I don't know. He certainly wasn't dressed for the jungle. Went about wearing some kind of robe all the time. A really sick individual.
So what did he want?
He said that the volcano in the west of the island was going to erupt soon, and that only Puritas Cordis could help us escape from all the disasters that are about to strike.
Puritas Cordis? That European sect that keeps predicting the imminent end of the world?
Beats me. I would assume he was just some grave robber trying to get rid of us so he could have the temple's treasures to himself. That volcano hasn't been active in decades.
Looks like his threats got to your workers, though.
No, they didn't run away until the guy came back, ranting about how something terrible would happen very soon unless they left this place at once. Next day, they found a dead orangutan in the camp. This animal is sacred to the natives, so they freaked out. I've never seen anyone run so fast and so far.
And you've been here alone ever since?
Yes. I've sent for more people from the mainland, but these things take longer here than they do elsewhere.
So I've noticed. Have you been inside the temple yet?
No. I found the back entrance, but I cannot get the door open. It has a strange inscription. I managed to decipher it, but that didn't get me anywhere. I'll show you tomorrow.
Okay. I think it's time I got some sleep anyway. Oh, just one more thing. What's with the strange totems set up all around the camp? You're not superstitious, are you?
No, don't worry. But the peacock feathers keep the wild animals away.
Really? How so?
They see the big eyes on the feathers and think, wow, if that's the size of its eyes, how big is the whole animal? And then they scoot fast.
Oh, okay. But it doesn't seem to have worked on that monkey over there.
Thank goodness. He's the only one left. Every morning when I walk over to the temple, the little guy runs on ahead and waits for me there. He comes to get me in the evenings, too.
I see your magnetism doesn't work on humans alone.
You'd better get yourself to bed. I'll show you around tomorrow. Maybe your flirting will improve after a good night's sleep.
I'll do my best. Sweet dreams.
Thanks. Same to you.
Help me!
Sam. No funny business, or I'll b*** you off on the spot. What's going on?
Sam?
I'll go back to my patrol then. You should be able to handle this, right?
Sure.
Remember, the girl must not cross our plans. The last couple of test runs were far from perfect. And if the dress rehearsal goes bad as well, we'll be facing one heck of a problem.
I get it. I'm not stupid.
Well, one could argue about that. But I hope you know what is at stake. This UN meeting gives us a unique opportunity. Puritas Cordis cannot pass up this chance.
The bimbo won't escape. I'm watching her like a hawk.
Hello? I am not a bimbo! And I won't be locked up either. What is all this about anyway? Let me out of here now!
We warned you more than once, but you just had to go all heroic on us. You should have done what your workers did. They were smarter than you and cleared out right away.
How dare you talk to me like that? I have a right to know what...
Shut it. One more word and I'll break your jaw. I've gotta go. Keep guard here until I come back. And if she gives you trouble, just shut her up for good.
Okay.
Uh-oh, another fine mess I've gotten myself into. I have no idea what they want from me, but they don't appear to be the most likable people I ever associated with. At least that one guy has left. He made an extremely brutal impression. I hope the other one isn't quite as nasty. No idea whether Max is still alive, but somehow I need to draw attention to myself. Maybe somebody out there will notice. This gizmo got me out of all kinds of predicaments before. Good thing they didn't take away my signal rocket. Now I'll just have to figure out how I can use it to call on Max for help, if Max is even still alive. There are two things I really cannot stand about this guy. The fact that he keeps me prisoner here and his fashion sense, which is terminally warped, even for a man. Tell me... Hey, you! Will you look at me when I talk to you?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, of course I am talking to you. There is nobody else present, and this cage doesn't provide a whole lot of opportunity for going out, meeting people, and making new friends.
Huh? What?
Good question. A very good question indeed. Whatever is going on here? What do you think you're doing, dragging me from my tent in the middle of the night and locking me up in a cage? Okay, so it's a jungle out here, but that doesn't mean you have to exhibit manners that would make Ivan the Terrible blush.
Huh? What?
You already asked me that a few seconds ago. Do you have a very limited vocabulary? Are you extremely slow on the uptake? Or do you happen to suffer from short-term memory loss?
Huh? What?
All right. Next question. Is the dim-wittedness of the average guard inversely proportional to the budget for voice artists who synchronize minor characters? I don't assume you can answer that one either.
Huh? What?
Oh, please deliver me from this evil. That animal back there?
What about it?
Am I right in thinking that the poor creature perished from a long and futile struggle to carry on a reasonable conversation with you?
Huh? What?
I'll take that as a yes. I'll try and make it simple for you. Why have I been locked in this cage? What have I supposedly done?
Looks like you were in the way.
In whose way? Yours? Are you with that weird sect, Puritas Cordis?
How do you know?
Right. Now at least I know that Puritas Cordis is behind all this. They have been bothering me for a while, but I still have no idea why. So who was that other weirdo? His dress sense was even more outdated than yours. Where did he go? To get some fashion advice?
None of your business.
I beg to disagree. After all, I'm the one locked up here, and there has to be a reason. So I do think that it is my business. Besides, I am going to have to report the two of you once I get out of here for kidnapping, hostage-taking, unlawful detention, and exposure to tasteless clothes.
You are not going to report anyone. Trust me.
This wasn't really what I wanted to hear. Are they just planning to let me croak here? The face on the temple wall behind me is almost as scary as your dress sense and nearly as awful as your intellectual style of speech.
What?
When see bad face on temple wall, me get bumps of goose.
Just shut up. I keep trying not to look at it. But no matter where I go, I feel this thing is always haunting me, always watching. It knows everything I do, my every thought.
It knows what you think? Obviously, it doesn't know a whole lot.
Do not mock the face. It can hear you and will punish you horribly.
What do you think it will do? Make me wear something atrocious?
Just go on like that. You'll see where it gets you. I want to leave here as soon as I can. Get away from here. Far away.
I am temporarily losing the necessary motivation for this conversation, so feel free to go back to staring idly into space. I I could try and point him in the right direction, but it's probably too late now. Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, what's up?
Oh, you're scared witless of that face, aren't you?
Me? As if.
Now, no lies, or the terrible face will come to life and punish you for your sins.
Cut it out, right now. I don't want to hear it. The face is not going to harm me. At least I hope so. Please stop mentioning that awful thing.
I am temporarily losing the necessary motivation. The campfire is expertly built. The guard seems to know all about this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, a locked bamboo cage and a very unfriendly guard prevent me from reaching it. A bush with white berries, but at this distance I cannot tell what kind of berries they are. Unfortunately, somebody must have brought it here, because the bogs of North and South Carolina are its only natural habitat. This slanted wall reminds me of a launch ramp. No idea what kind of animal this used to be. It must have been lying there for some time. These scary faces are supposed to keep evil spirits away from the temple. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work for my charming guard. There is a hole right under that ugly mug. It's pitch dark. I can't make out a thing. It's empty. The wire is wrapped around one of the bamboo tubes. What for? No idea. The bowl contains bananas, oranges, and raspberries. The first two are nothing special, but I really wonder how they got their hands on raspberries here. Should I take the orange, or maybe the banana? A raspberry, perhaps. If I had a drop of sherry, some lemon juice, and a little whipped cream, I could make a fruit salad. I think I'll have a banana. A raspberry might be a good choice. I'll just take one of these oranges. I should not remove more than 3 pieces of fruit or someone might notice, and the stupid guard will start asking stupid questions. If I toss the signal rocket into the fire, it will just go off in any old direction. I don't think that would do much to further my cause. This wire is very sturdy and almost impossible to bend. A fascinating plant. First it blooms, and then it dies. All right, it's similar for humans, but let's not discuss that here. Anyway, this rod has not been hollowed out. It still contains the typical chambers. Musa acuminata. A Gromy shell, to be more exact. Considerably more flavorful than a Cavendish banana, but just as curved. A red raspberry. I'm not quite sure what subspecies this represents, but the more interesting question is, where did they get it? Raspberries don't grow here as far as I know. This orange has a healthy color and is perfectly round. I think I'll just put the fruit back. I think I'll just put the fruit back. What do I pick? Choices, choices. I'll just take one of these oranges. I'll just take one of these oranges. I should not remove more than 3 pieces of... I could stuff the signal rocket in there in order to control its flight path. A fat lot of good that does me, as long as I have no means of igniting it. Not a bad concept. The oranges roll smoothly enough and could be used as wheels. Maybe I can build something around this. The signal rocket goes into the bamboo tube, and then I adjust it a little, and voila! We've got what I like to call a mobile rocket launch pad. This construction might be the beginning of my extraordinary career with the NASA. A bold design and a bold plan. Fits well together. I only hope my little contraption will stay on course.
Oh, why do these things keep happening to me? Oh, what a mess. Someone should really... Where is Sam? What happened here? I vaguely remember hearing voices and... Oh, they kidnapped Sam. What am I going to do? Find Sam? But where do I look? She could be anywhere. I don't know my way around the island, and there are plants growing everywhere. Not a chance. What was that? The signal rocket was fired near the temple. Did Sam do that? Or could it be a trap? I've got to risk it. I can't let Sam down. It's the little monkey that runs on ahead whenever Sam goes to the temple. Cute little thing. I didn't come here to chase monkeys. And I'm sure he's better at climbing than I am. A little bit better, anyway. How am I going to find the way to the temple in this jungle? Well, I've got to try this. I don't have much of a choice.
Oh, you want to show me the way? Cool. Off we go, then.
Oh, that didn't work. Bummer. Oh.
Listen, little fellow. I'm a lame, untrained biped. You will need to slow down a bit. The first couple of yards were fine, but then you just disappeared, so please, wait for me next time, okay?
I need to think of something so I can follow that monkey more easily.
Not so fast this time. Do you hear?
I'm not as young as I used to be.
Looks like we have a bit of a communication problem. Slowly.
I need to think of something so I can follow that monkey more easily. A papaya tree. Actually, it's not really a tree at all, but a herbaceous perennial. But I don't think these details are so important right now. This is just like paradise. A ripe papaya. Tasty. Wow, this is delicious. Try a papaya fresh from the shrub, and you'll never touch the supermarket stuff again. They're worlds apart. This is just like paradise. Nina Kalenkov, my ex-girlfriend. Something between heaven on earth and the fires of hell. I guess this used to keep unwelcome visitors out of Sam's little garden. A long bamboo tube. Sam must have planted this. Doesn't look like the fence did much good, though. Most of the leaves have been chewed by slugs, and some have been gobbled up completely. I don't even know which of these have been planted and which of them are just weeds. Botany is not a hobby of mine. Sam said the eyes on the peacock's feathers would scare off wild animals. Apparently they think, wow, if that's the size of its eyes, how big is the whole animal? Well, if it works, who am I to complain? If these totems really keep the wild animals away, I had better leave them in place. A peacock's feather. It must be from one of the totems Sam set up all around the camp to keep the wild animals away. The explosion must have torn it off its flagpole. Some documents that belong to Sam. A list of planets compiled by Sam. The natives of this island must already have known many of the planets in our solar system. That's sensational. And if I've interpreted Sam's scribbles on the back correctly, this list of planets and the symbols represent some kind of divine hierarchy. Venus, the goddess of love, is right at the top. Must have been a pretty fertile civilization, I guess. According to the heading, this is a translation of the temple door's inscription. Sam must have put a lot of effort into this. It says, "Honor the goddess enthroned above all. With her radiant being and ever-open eye, she looks down upon her subjects, the mute and the homeless. Yet they have no one to blame for their miserable state but themselves. Were they not so self-centered, then they could see the riches at their feet, the queen's gold."